The weather's also having a devastating impact on the African nation of Zimbabwe. Drought conditions plus a major economic crisis have forced millions of people to go hungry. This morning, the UN's World Food Program says things will get even worse unless other nations step in to help. Natasha Fatah is here with the details on this. So what exactly is the World Food Program saying?
Well, Jennifer, they've put out a statement today essentially saying that nearly half the country's population, that's about 8 million people, are not going to have enough food unless the rest of the international community steps up and starts giving money and support to the World Food Program through the United Nations. So what they're estimating is that at this current rate, unless they get more money, they'll be out of food to support those 8 million people by the first 6 months of 2020, and in fact as early as February of this coming year. So they're asking for at least $200 million in emergency response to come as quickly as possible. This has become quite a dire situation, and they've spoken up about this in the past, but they're taking it quite seriously now, particularly in light of a refugee crisis that is taking place worldwide. Because of environmental reasons, because of economic reasons. Let's have a listen to a representative from the World Food Program.
2019 has been an exceptionally tough year for all Zimbabweans. We see a factor or a combination of factors, economic downturn, climate change and subsequent droughts that have led more than 8 million people into food insecurity. As in WFP, we're looking at ramping up our response over the next couple of weeks to reach almost double of what we have planned.
So in light of people not having enough food in Zimbabwe, we've already seen people are eating less, they're skipping meals, that's leading to all sorts of health issues. But children are also being pulled out of school, they're being pulled to try and work on their farms in their communities and try and support the family so that they have enough money or food to continue their subsistence. And they're selling off livestock and they're falling into a vicious cycle of debt. So on all different levels, this lack of food, a basic necessity of life, is going to wreak havoc for Zimbabwe.
Natasha, what are some of the main factors that brought on Zimbabwe's crisis?
Well, primarily it's the drought. There has not been enough rain, so the plants and the crops that are being planted are not coming to fruition. They're not growing. They're just not there to offer subsistence to people who need it. Zimbabwe, in the past couple of decades, has gone from being Southern Africa's breadbasket to a basket case. That's how it's been described. There's just not enough support. And then add to this an intense economic crisis, not enough spread throughout the population, money concentrated amongst a very few, and those who have not eat not. So you've got a terrible situation taking place. And for example, the organization says that bread has gone up 20 times in price just in the last 6 months. So that gives you a sense of how difficult things are becoming.
Thanks, Natasha.
You're welcome.